On this side, we got folk who light. This side, we got folk at the club. We check the breakers at some point. Make sure you're not here tomorrow to look at this and see what's going on that side. People, be it as it may, some of us are old enough to remember when we didn't have light to worship by candlelight. So it's not. And the Bible tells us that you are the light of the world. So all you folks decide to sit in the dark, put some light over it. This is the end of Black History Month. We decided to do something with African attire. But what I did decide was I was not going to buy something from China. Celebrating Black History Month. And we need to realize that there's a great presence in the black folk in the Bible. And so young folk, when we get some time, we will discuss that. But and it's funny how folk twist Bible history. You all have heard the story about how Ham was turned black because the situation with Noah. That's nowhere in the Bible. But it is in the Bible where Moses' sister and somebody else was turned white because they laughed at his black wife. But they don't teach you that. She was an Ethiopian and they laughed at her, so God turned them white. So, but we're not here to talk about race. We're talking to talk about what God has done for us. And we've been dealing with how to react instead of responding. And just to catch up, because we've been out for a while, the first thing in James 19:20 says, understand this, my dear brothers and sisters, you must all be quick to listen. So the first thing you do to keep from reacting and start responding is before you fly off the handle, make sure of what you're hearing and seeing. And then also understand that some folks just want to argue with you no matter what. They can be just as wrong as they want to be. So what you do is you learn never play back evil for evil. Do such things in such a way that everyone can see you are honorable. Do all that you can to live in peace with everyone. That doesn't mean you're going to always be able to live in peace with them. But slow down. Slow down. Don't get in a hurry. Listen to what folks are saying. And when you don't understand what they're saying, ask some questions. Then, another thing we need to do is, and you can't see it up there, but don't be in a hurry to react. Take time to respond. Don't be in a hurry to react. Be slow to speak. Folk are constantly trying to think of what they're going to tell you while you're talking to them. Slow down. Listen to what's being said, because what you say may not even apply to what's happening. Before I go too far, Sister Smith, good to see you back. I missed you. And so he says, be slow to speak. And oftentimes, what I've learned, the best response is no response. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. If you don't have to prove your point, because I've learned one thing: if people like you, they like you. If they don't, so there's no need in you spending a whole lot of energy trying to make folks love you that's never going to love you. Treat them nice, love them, but understand you don't have to prove anything. I don't know why we got to prove everything to everybody. Just do what you do, because the energy you spending is not going to change one iota about how they feel about it. All right. Then the advice I gave you last time was, the second thing we do, we tend to repeat rumors and lies too quickly. We repeat them too quickly. And even if it's the truth, is it worth talking about? If it's the truth, what does it benefit you to talk about? So here's the advice I gave you as we finished this portion of the lesson a couple weeks ago. If you don't see it with your own eyes, hear it with your own ears. Don't make it up with your small mind. And talk about it with your big mouth. Sometimes you just need to learn about it. And then he also tells us, don't answer foolish arguments of fools. You become as foolish as they are. Then he says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Sometimes you have to be the person, You have to be the variable that brings calm to a situation. Just because they're yelling, let me tell you something. Yelling and shouting does not make your point any more valid. Trying to bully folk does not make your point any more valid. Matter of fact, if your point is valid, you don't have to say a whole lot. You just put it on the table and leave it. I said it, I meant it, and I still love you, but I'm not drinking your Kool-Aid. You have to learn sometimes not to react, well, every time, not to react to what folk are trying to get you to do. Now, the third point is what we need to do is stay cool, calm, and collected. And slow to get angry. Slow to get angry. Some of us get angry we wake up angry. We wake up mad at the world. Be slow to anger. And what you'll discover is when you are slow to anger, when folk can't get you to burn up, they start burning up. Look at what the text says. Dear friends, never take revenge. Leave that to the righteous anger of God. For the scripture says, I will take revenge. I will pay them back, says the Lord. Instead, if your enemies are hungry, feed them. If they're thirsty, give them something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals of shame on their heads. Don't let evil conquer you, but conquer evil by doing good. If I react, then I'm going to treat you in kind. But if I respond, it does not matter how you treat me, I'm still going to treat you right. You could have just cussed me out when we walk into Burger King and you get to the counter and you find yourself a day late and $1 short. I'm going to reach in my pocket. Okay. All right. And give you $2. Why? Because I'm trying to teach you how you ought to be. And the thing is, we get upset with folk. You know, we have folk right now. We have folk right now that are young folk. And they mad at Miss So-and-so down the street who's 80 years old. Well, why are you mad at her? Well, my mama and my grandmama didn't like her. So if my mama and grandmama got a problem with them, I got a problem. Haven't you heard that? But what your mama and your grandmama didn't tell you is that woman called Big Mama. So they're trying to keep you out of the picture so you won't know the real story. Stop flying off the handle and getting angry about everything. What does anger accomplish? What does arguing accomplish? So why do we spend so much time in it? And learn to cut folk off. If all they can call you about is a conversation that's negative, and not only that, when folk come to you and all they can find is something negative to say, all right. Or negative, deliver me from folk that can always tell Brother Payne what he's doing wrong, but never compliment me on something I do right. Have you seen people that can never come to you with anything, whatever positive you do is never mentioned, but the least negative thing you do? That's why I defend these young men and young women here so adamantly, because they don't think like we think, they don't dress like we dress, but thank God they're here. Amen. Amen. Instead of looking at how their hair is and what kind of clothes they got to go, you can say, you ought to say, thank God they're in church. And not only thank God they're trying to get their family together and get their lives together instead of complaining about everything they do. Amen. And then when they stop coming, well, they weren't committed anyway. Yeah. No, you need to be committed. And I don't mean to the Lord. Stop complaining about people. Stay cool. And young folk, when they come at you like that, just stay cool. Just stay cool. And evaluate. Okay, one thing I look at, the one thing I look at is when people start getting on my back, when people start running me down, I stop and I run inventory. what value do they really bring to my life?
Right.
And if they don't contribute anything, why should I let them take anything?
All right now. All right.
You can't worry about everybody's opinion. You can come in here, so Scott, you can come in here, and 70 folks will say, so Scott, you sure look nice today. One person will say, you tore up on the floor. And it will ruin our day. We forget about all the positives.
Amen.
I was in Rochester, New York, and people were complimenting me, and I had a very bad allergy. My nose was stopped up. I just really shouldn't have been preaching that day because I didn't feel well, but I'd flown all the way to do it. I'd driven all the way to do it. So one sister came and said, you know, you did well, but your diction wasn't just good. I said, well, you know, if you realize I have a cold. And number two, I appreciate that because that puts me in company with two people. Moses stuttered, but God used him. Paul said he did not have excellence of speech, but he preached anyhow. So I'm glad you put me with Moses, and she looked at me, she was so outdone. So you got to stop swallowing and wallowing in everything that everybody says. And it's not how eloquent you say it, it's what you say.
Amen.
If you get folk that are professional pimps, they can talk better than anybody. Car salesmen can talk, you know, and what gets me about it is car salesmen have the audacity to try to talk down to you when they. Now, if you're going to sell me something, why are you talking down to me? Talk in a loving manner. Now, here's the fourth point. Here's the fourth point for today. Human anger does not produce the righteousness God desires. We need to understand. Now, here's the fourth point we need to understand. Remember the point for this text. Remember whom you are trying to please. Human anger does not produce the righteousness God desires. You may feel better when you react to something or someone. You may feel good when you say, I'll set them straight, but you end up looking crooked. And sometimes it's not always about our interpersonal relationship. Sometimes we just go through junk stuff and things. It's not always about your interpersonal relationships with somebody on the job, somebody at home. Sometimes it's just stuff that comes into our lives. How do we react or respond to adversity, problems, and roadblocks in your life? When you go to your job, and you are told you're no longer needed, do you react? Or do you respond? When you come home and you realize that you thought you had a good relationship, but you come to the house, and while you went to work, there's nothing left. They've even taken the wallpaper off. How do you respond? How do you respond when there's an impact on your life when you go to the doctor and you thinking everything is okay, and then he gives you the worst news you can think? How do you respond when adversity comes into your life? It's easy to respond the right way when it's easy. You know, when stuff is, it's easy to tell other folk to respond the right way when it's not you. But how do you respond when life happens? How many of us know that life happens? And life happens whether you want it to or not. And folks, stop getting in your mind, you can move away from trouble. I could say I'm so sick of stuff in America. I'm going to fly to Ethiopia, where my clothes came from. And I will start a new life in Ethiopia because nobody in Ethiopia knows me. When I get to my little grass shack, trouble will be sitting out front saying, come on in. Glad to see you. You cannot run away. And I'm change that because everybody in Africa is not living in a red shack. Some people have some nice homes. So, but whatever I move to is not going to change. Trouble, you just got to learn how to deal with the adversity of life. And listen how James tells us to deal with it. This is how James tells us to deal with our adversity. Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. Listen, when troubles of any kind, see, some trouble we can handle, and some trouble we can't. But James says, whatever kind of trouble comes to you, consider it an opportunity for joy. Because you know, whatever happens in this life, God is ultimately in control. Amen. The problem with us is we want to control stuff we cannot control. We want to be in charge of stuff we cannot. Now, how can you tell me how to act when you don't know how to act? So he goes on to say, for you know when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. A lot of I admire the young men, a lot of bodybuilders, and I'm glad they are, because they don't have to do it. They don't have to go to jail to do it. And most guys go to jail, that's what they got young guys here that bodybuild. You don't get stamina. You don't build up without working out. And young folk, let me tell you a secret. You very seldom saw old fat men or young fat men back in the day because they had to work. They had to build some endurance. So you didn't see a lot of fat folk like you preaching. They were well built because they worked hard every day. And the women worked hard every day. You got to build up. You have to have something to make you grow. And if you don't have anything to make you grow, you'll be lazy and fat. So Paul says, so let it grow. Or when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. Now, when he says perfect, he's talking about growing up. He's talking about being mature. You cannot be mature acting like a child. Amen. And when you start telling folks you've grown in their house, I don't care if you're 49 years old, if you're still in mom and dad's house and not supporting them, you are not grown. Grown folk get out and handle. And if you're grown, you don't have to keep telling folks you're grown. Amen. You're a man, you don't have to keep telling folks I'm a man. Because your actions will show. Mm-hmm. When you're grown men, you don't go buy an Xbox when the ice box is broke. So I'm sorry about this, because if you need wisdom, just listen to me, because some of us not up there. Ask our generous God and he will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking. But when you ask him, be sure that your faith is in God alone. Do not waver, for a person with divided loyalty is unsettled as a wave of the sea that is blown and tossed by the wind. Such people should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Their loyalty is divided between God and the world, and they are unstable in everything they do. Some folks show up at church, but they're not really in the church. They're unstable. Our oldest girl, I use her, because she would always come to her mama and myself, trying to play these psychological games. I would ask you something, but I know you're going to say no. Well, good, don't ask. You already know what my answer is, don't ask. When you come to God, don't play those kind of games. The Bible tells us when we have our shortcomings and we have our faults, come boldly to the throne of grace. When you mess up or you need something, obviously you need wisdom because you acted the fool. So God, give me the wisdom to make better decisions. I'm going through stuff, but it's my fault. Some stuff we go through, we want to blame everybody else. But some stuff is our fault. I don't know why I'm being treated this way. when the rabbit or the deer get the gun.
All right.
So you got to remember when you're hurting other people, what goes around and around, because whatever you sow and you plant one seed, well, one apple seed does not produce one apple. It produces a tree that produces a whole bunch of it. So as one great singer said, if you don't like the peach, walk on by the tree.
All right.
Because that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a peach if you walk by the tree and you get one. Now, in conclusion, you cannot react to something and expect good results. And if you don't know how to respond, James's writings are impossible. If you can't pause and say, whatever, if we don't understand Romans 8:28, all things work together for good. It does not matter how bad it is. Either I believe that or I don't. So I pray to God, as James says, give me some wisdom so I can get through this. Help me to understand what I don't understand. And not only help me to understand what I don't understand, but help me to stand when I ought to fall. When I ought to give up. Help me to stand because I know ultimately God has a purpose for what I'm going through. I tell divorced folk all the time. In the church, we want to belittle divorced folk. The only reason you've been not divorced, some of us not divorced, is because of the grace of our Papa. But when folk are divorced, there's a purpose for them, and they can teach somebody else how to deal with it. The folk that have been on drugs, there's a reason. And if you got off of it, you can teach somebody else. The folk that have stopped lying and gossiping, you can teach other folk how to stop lying. The ones sowing discord, you stop sowing. You can teach somebody else how to be a peace agent instead of. And the implications for this, as I close, are very great, and I want to tell you why. Whether we respond or react has eternal consequences. Next week, the Lord says the same. We're going to look at Peter and Judas. One reacted, one responded. Everything in life depends on how we deal. Even, Elder, get ready. I'm going to say this and then I'm walking out the door. Either you deal with life, or life is going to deal with you. Stop reacting to everything and everybody and start responding in a way that gets you what you need in life, and let God protect you instead of trying to always protect yourself. America has gotten to the point, I get so sick of Second Amendments. They don't know anything about the Constitution but Second Amendments. You know, I got to have my gun to protect me. I tell the guys at work when they start that stuff, you know what, y'all need to take "In God We Trust" and put "In Guns We Trust." We have gone crazy about guns. Just because you got a gun doesn't mean somebody else doesn't have. God bless you. Oh, you know what? I forgot to announce. Brother Walker's going to have a procedure, and he needs to be at the meeting. So we're going to postpone Saturday, and we will set another date.